What's up everyone, it's Boris, new video, and today I'm not going to talk about any song, any country, any artist or anything regarding Eurovision songs. I will talk about the Eurovision Song Contest itself and its change of its voting system, which I think is the worst thing happened at Eurovision, well, maybe ever. Let's talk. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very glad you're here. I'm very glad that you're interested in this topic. I will give you many different points of view. I will give you different kind of scenarios. I will give you different kind of opinions. So it's not gonna be just they've done everything wrong. I will try to give you reasons why they probably done it, what is the official statement, and what is my opinion about it as a TV producer, TV professional, and as well Eurovision enthusiastic and Eurovision fan. Well, somebody who really like Eurovision, how it is, and I will give you all of those opinions. You can take whatever you want. You can add yours opinions. Just write them in the comments below. This is the discussion made for it, and I'm very curious if you're gonna agree with me or not. But I'm definitely curious what you are thinking. So if you're as well considering subscribing, just do it right now. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you will receive my recent videos just released. So let's talk about the topic of the voting system. Just get back in time a bit. Last year in 2022, there was accusation of fraud for a few countries. And I believe that this problem firstly wasn't communicated well. This problem wasn't ever solved publicly, and as well this problem is not part of the official communication why the voting system is changed. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird from public service. And I would say that also basically probably everybody understands why the change is happening, because no one really wants frauds, cheating whatsoever. The other thing what everybody wants to do is to involve more viewers, have the contest more interactive, more publicly open, and of course less kinda controversial, I would say, because always the cheating accusations make the contest controversial, makes it less relevant. It's just a shade no one really wants. On the other hand, it's a topic. It's a topic after all, and that creates pressure, and pressure creates decisions. And such decisions are not made just by one person. It's the organ, it's more people deciding what's gonna happening with Eurovision, and this decision seems that those people don't really trust their other colleagues. Basically countries doesn't believe other countries, and television doesn't really believe other televisions, because that's how I read it actually. Why are we getting rid of juries from semifinals and we're accepting them in the finals? That's weird. It's like creating two different contests. I don't really understand why Eurovision has two semifinals, because you can have semifinal of the final of something which has basically the same rules. But we now have two different formats. First format, this qualification format, has no juries, so it's a very different body, it's a very different sport. And then we have the final, or then we have the final product, the grand final, and there are juries, so juries and public voting. So it's like completely different thing. I don't really understand why we have juries at one place and we don't have juries at the second place. It worked. And I don't really understand why we didn't strengthen the role of juries in the way how we are looking and control them. Instead, we made a fast decision, quick decision, easy decision to get them off. Just leave it on public who's gonna go through, which I think in long term can really backfire Eurovision. Of course not this year, because everything has a delay. Every decision in such huge spectrum, in such huge environment, in such huge formats has their momentum, has their delay. So something what you change in 2023 will really affect the 2025, 26, 27, just after it's gonna apply. And I can tell you that if many good songs won't get to the finals, the producers who are cynical people who are pragmatical people and their bosses are very pragmatical people, they will calculate, and they will calculate like how to get to the finals, what kind of songs receive many points, how to save money according to it, so lesser and lesser quality will come back again to Eurovision, which I think changed in past decade, especially because the jury rule were applied to semifinals and the final. If the reason was to avoid cheating, well, I can tell you what, I think now it's less transparent, it's much easier to affect it, so the countries who want to invest in such things and they are not afraid of doing such things, they will definitely do it the way no one will find out now. Because with the juries it's probably kind of easier to find some pattern of cheating, even though I remember when I was head of delegation for Czech Republic and we were accused of cheating in semifinals, or we were suspects of cheating in semifinals in 2019 alongside with Slovenia, and I must say that this was so blank shot out of the nowhere that actually really shocked me, that I don't really believe that those patterns, those mechanisms how to find out cheating are really real. I found it kind of was random, so I don't really feel that such thing happened, or if so, it should have been talked publicly, especially after the very weird situation in the finals last year. Such things must be just told to public who pays Eurovision basically. But of course we're getting used to the communication of Eurovision. I don't know, 2-3 years ago, it's just not really good. But that's always a matter of change. I'm very curious because it seems that Eurovision wants to be more open to public, letting it vote. It's each day we expect what kind of list of countries will be the countries who can vote alongside the countries who are applied to Eurovision, which will change the balance a little bit, slightly to public votes. Of course, in the semifinals only public votes apply, so it's 100% public vote from all the countries, and in the finals it's a bit like more than 50%. So public has slightly more points basically than juries. Okay, I have no problem with that. It was working like this even before, because in the case of Jews, two countries have the same amount of points, the public is stronger in this, and probably it's impossible to receive exactly the same amount of public votes. This mechanism already worked. We don't know the list of the countries included in the general voting, so they will create another column of like the other country, rest of the world country, and I read that there is a list of such countries, so it's not open to everyone, really, which is also, we are told we are open or are we not? Is this includes Russia, Belarus or not? Why is this list such a list? I'm very curious what it's gonna be. I just feel that this creates a huge imbalance, and I'm very afraid it will affect the quality of Eurovision. It won't help anything with cheating. It can affect the reason for many bands and artists not to go to Eurovision because only public will vote for them. So if you believe you're not a popular but you're doing great music, or if you believe that you're doing something very different but with a quality which juries will definitely like and public can not really like it on the first time, you're out. You want to do it. Why would you risk your reputation? Why would you risk unsuccess? Because the only unsuccess at Eurovision is not getting to the finals. This is the most important part, which people who are making decisions just affect it very heavily in a case of openness. But I don't see any. I don't really see it. Okay, the voting will go through the official Eurovision voting system, something like this, the app where you should put your credit card, which will validate you. Okay, nowadays, really, I feel like make it all open, make it open for the countries who applied, make a special panel of juries from the rest of the world, just do something which will be update of the things which were working and create a system which is less prone to be fraud. You know, people want to cheat anyway, so we probably won't get rid of it 100% anytime. We open the field for it to happen even easier. I'm not a big fan of this because this is demotivational. I feel it's kind of demotivational, and as well I don't really believe it's gonna really work well. But I really also hope it's gonna work it's gonna work, and I'm wrong. I really hope so, but I don't believe that the fundamentals which were built, which were working, and which should be, you know, kind of precisely taken care of, being precisely, you know, updated and updated and recreated a bit, advanced here, polished in here, are completely getting rid of, and we have two completely different contests on the way for the sake of what? Better public ratings or transparency. I think it worked very well even with juries. I really think what had to change was the system, how they are picked up, or the control mechanism, or, you know, something which will bring Eurovision its bigger relevance, because if you're just having as a public contest, you're scratching off the relevance of it. And, you know, it's not important how will you end up in the finals if you're not want to win it. Okay, top 10 is great, but it's not really relevant. If you're once in the finals, you're in the finals. But if you're not get through the semifinals, you're screwed. This is the worst, and you don't have any balance in there. That's basically crazily wrong. It will affect the countries who don't have diasporas. It will affect the countries who don't have such historical friendships like Scandinavians or Balkan countries. It can affect everyone like this in the future. Maybe not in this contest, but definitely it will do in the future. And that's why I think this is the wrongest decision. And for the brand which was growing, this is an understandable decision. It just completely make no sense to create it less professional in the way, especially in the semifinals, because semifinals are the most important, more important than finals. I don't believe in such easy decisions to be made, such easy solutions to be applied, especially after such controversy. No. But that's my opinion only. Let's see who's right, who's wrong. The time will tell, but I'm curious about your opinion, so write me in the comments below what do you think about this topic. Write me how would you solve it, what do you think about all this voting, are you a fan of it, were you a fan of juries or not, do you feel that Eurovision losing balance, do you understand the reason why the juries are included in the finals and not in the semifinals, or why is it not the same, do you agree with me, it's not the same game, it's like two different sports right now? Well, I'm curious, so comments in below. Curious, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and watch my other videos which are on this YouTube channel already released. Well, and that's all from me for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.